in a realistic way. And I believe that's the difference now.
I want to talk to you, Jason, about a serious situation, and it's on your front-facing website. I mean, you've certainly not shied about talking about it, but you had a situation a few years ago where you ended up pleading on a case, domestic violence case. What happened? How did that happen? What happened? What do you want to say about that? Because I think what we read online may not be representative entirely of the situation. So I wanted to make sure that we at least touched on it if you're comfortable talking about it.
I'm comfortable. It might take more than 6 minutes we got, but basically I could just summarize it by saying it was absolutely the worst experience I've ever been through in my life. I've been through a lot of horrible experiences. Nothing quite as horrible as that.
Why'd you cop the plea?
Because I did not. It was a no contest plea for just that. It was no contest. I didn't feel I could fight a case from inside jail. I didn't have money for a lawyer. I didn't have money for bail. And a lot of things happen when you just don't have the funds and you're caught up in the system.
Sure.
I had a commission meeting that Tuesday. I had to host an event for the Salvation Army that Friday. And so many things were happening. And I was railroaded, and it just felt like I had no option. I had no option. I had no money. I couldn't sit there for another 30 days waiting for a trial over something I didn't do. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. I'd rather look guilty on the outside than look innocent on the inside.
Okay. What did you learn from it, though?
I learned to keep my distance from certain people and individuals. I learned to not be as trusting. I learned that just because I'm doing well and I try to do a lot of positive things, that doesn't exclude me from the evil things that can happen. It doesn't exclude me from being attacked in vicious ways in regards to how we handle politics in our community. It's crazy. It's like you think things only happen on TV or to other people until they happen to you, and it was just the most horrible experience I've ever been. But I made it through it. It did take a lot out of me when I was going through it. It was hard to function. It was hard to be creative. It was hard to get back out there in the community and do my thing. And eventually, I went through the healing process.
How so?
I got involved with Shepherd's Door. I didn't just get counseling for myself, but I also tried to help other young men who've been in domestic violence situations.
And that was you had to do a full straight year, like a weekly.
Oh,
thing,
yes,
right?
yes. Yeah. And after that, I came back to help others because I had a unique perspective, because there was a lot of situations that I was listening to. I'm like, wow, I wish I could have helped that person in that situation because it was way different from mine. So it just gave me a need to help and also a need to shed light on male victims of domestic violence. I don't think there's enough resources, enough literature, enough information on male victims, and definitely not enough help.
So in what we read in the report and all the other stuff, is that accurate or did something else happen?
You know what?
Because you put it out there first.
Yeah, I put videos out there. It was a horrible experience, and what I did was put out my side because I don't think my side was ever told. They say no contest is guilt, and that's not true. It's really fighting the system, and it wasn't just fighting the lie that I was being caught up in. It was fighting the whole system because now I'm locked up without any ability to get any evidence to put any case together, and now I have to fight it. And
were you forced to resign, or did you resign willingly?
I felt forced to resign. I felt forced. By a council member and the mayor himself. He called my cell phone, and he kind of suggested that I resign. I didn't want to resign because I felt that I shouldn't have to. I didn't do anything wrong, and I felt that there was no need for me to resign. I did a great job on the commission, but I was threatened in a way that made me not feel safe in my own city, and I hate not feeling safe to that degree in my own city. And it was a threat of embarrassment. They said if you stay on the commission, you'll be the first commissioner that ever got voted off, and it's going to be an embarrassment for the city, and it's going to be an embarrassment for you. And I guess I didn't resign fast enough because I told him I wouldn't resign, but I ended up resigning a few days later after a swarm of smear. It was like, I call it a smear campaign. It was just a swarm of local articles that came out that just painted a horrible picture of me. And I didn't like that. And I felt threatened. I didn't feel safe because it's almost like telling the whole city that this guy's an abuser, that this guy's this and that, and he does this to women. And it's just,
Are you an abuser?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I treated that woman like a queen. I treat all women well. You know, I love my mother, love my family, love the women in my family, and I'm a very protective person. And I'm a very giving person. I think that was the most problem. It's like, for me, it's like I'm giving, and it's hard to protect myself from the people I'm trying to protect sometimes.
All right, Jason, man, we hard up on the time, brother. I appreciate you taking time and sitting down with me. I've been wanting to do this for quite some time. A lot of respect and admiration